everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with an unexpected book haul. We, Neil and I are doing a car boot at the weekend. And I was like, you know what? I need to unhaul some more books. I don't think I've done one of these in a year. I did a book unhaul during the first lockdown and I can't remember if I filmed it or not. I don't think I did because I had literally just given birth to Florence. But I got rid of a whole load of books because I had friends messaging me being like, I'm bored out of my brains, I need some books, have you got any that we can have, sort of thing. So I went through my shelves just over a year ago. And since then, if I'm being perfectly honest, I haven't really brought anything that's new. Obviously, the shops have been closed like half the year, and I haven't really been going into charity shops or anything like that, so I haven't really got any new additions. But I have got quite a big wish list of things that I do want to buy in the future, whether it be for my birthday or if I just want to get some. Like I've got like the new Page Tune that's coming out, and what else have we got? There's just loads of books that I want to get. Like I want to get a couple of series. Obviously they take up space. These books here were on my shelf in the conservatory. So if you're new and you're not aware, I've got a massive Billy bookcase. I think it was the £35 one in the bedroom. And then I've got the smaller one, which is like half the size. I think it was like, is that like £20? I'm not sure. I got it like 9 years ago. I've got that in the conservatory, which has got books that I like and I want to read, but they're not like my pride and joy. Like I've got on my shelf in the bedroom, I've got like all my Sophie K's and all my Carols and like all my complete collections, whereas the conservatory is just like odd random things or like authors that I want to read but I'm not interested in reading currently, if that makes sense. So I think I've got 17 books here that I'm going to take to the car boot. If they don't sell, then I'll just donate them to the charity shops. Although I said to Neil, I really want him to make me, I saw it all over like Instagram during like lockdowns and stuff and like community pages. I really want Neil to make me like a little wooden storage unit to go in our front garden for my old books, because I would love like my own little personal library for like the elderly or just general people that walk past and think, yeah, I'll pick that up. Like I don't want any donations or anything, I just love to be able to be like, take some books. But Neil's like, no, I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna have to either sell them at the car boot or take them to the C shops, but the thought was there. So book number 1 is by Holly Bourne, and this is Are We All Lemmings and Snowflakes? And this is immaculate. I don't think it's ever been read. I picked this up from a charity shop. Oh god, it must have been a couple of years ago now, and I haven't read it. I've got a feeling that this is going to be more of like a younger scale on the YA like range. It's got issues including suicidal behaviour, mental health conditions including depression and mania, and discussion of sexual assault. It's just not a book that I don't think I'm going to pick up. I think I got it because it like made part of a deal. It was like £5 for £1. And I would rather give it to someone or sell it to someone that would rather have it and benefit from it. I just don't think I'm going to read it. It says, welcome to Camp Reset, a summer camp with a difference. A place of offering a shot of normality for Olive, a girl on the edge, and for her new friends who are all dealing with their own battles. But as Olive settles in, she starts to wonder, maybe it's this messed up world that needs fixing and not them. So she comes up with a plan, because together snowflakes can form avalanches. I'm just not interested in it. So this one's going to go. And then I also grabbed this Jenny Colgan. So this she wrote under a different name, which was Jane Beaton, and then she then republished it under her own name, and I'm just not going to read it. It's about girls at a boarding school. Again, it just doesn't interest me anymore. I've had it on my shelf for maybe like 3 or 4 years, and in all honesty, I haven't picked up a Jenny Colgan in like a good couple of years. And although I still want to keep the series of hers that I've got, if you've read hers, let me know which one's your favourite and I might prioritise one of those soon. I'm just not interested in reading this one. I've sort of stopped collecting her books now because I really need to focus on the ones that I've got. So I'm going to pass this one along as well. One that I kept hold of because I thought I would replace book 1 and 2. If you watched my Vlogmas, was it a couple of years ago now? It wasn't December just gone, it must have been the year before, so 2019, I think. My bookshelves got damaged due to damp and mould. Don't even want to go there. I was fucking distraught. I was so upset. And I think I lost like 20 books. And I think I lost the first 2 of this, which was matched and crossed here. And I always thought I'd replace them and I just haven't. I'm not interested in reading this series. There are so many other series that I want to read, but I can also get this trilogy from my library. So if I ever want to like get back into like reading this, I say get back into it, I've never started it, but if I wanted to pick up this series, I can always get it from my local library, or I can imagine I can get it on the Libby app, and I'm just not interested in it. This is basically about a girl. I know there's a love triangle. It's a YA and it's something to do with love and getting matched with a partner, and that partner is supposed to be your partner for life, but I think she then falls for someone else. Again, I'm not too sure. This is like a early 2010s like dystopian, I guess, and am I interested in that anymore? I wouldn't say no, but I haven't reached for anything like that recently. So this is book 3. It's pointless me keeping it, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. What else have we got? I've got this one that I got from a charity shop. This is me before, no it's not, oh my god. This is Jojo Moyes, Paris for One and Other Stories. I never read books that have got like small short stories. I just don't see the point. So it's got, how many short stories? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got about 10. Yeah, I'm just not that interested in it. Again, I think it was one that I picked up that was part of the deal when I was like on the hype for Jojo Moyes. I do have 2 of hers that I haven't read yet. I still need to finish the Me Before You trilogy. I think the last one is called Still Me. It's the yellow one. I need to read that because I really enjoyed the other 2 that I read. And then the other one is, it's the big chunky one. The 1+1. I've still got that and I haven't prioritised that. And it's not because she's not a good author, because she's great. It just hasn't been like, if you're a reader and you like watch this video, I hope that you can relate that I've got so many fantastic books on my shelf. But I never prioritise them. Like I don't know when I'm going to finish the Me Before You trilogy. So this one's going to go. Right, let's skip through these. I've got a couple of, again, YA. I think this is like a younger book. This is Shrug by Jenny Han. So Jenny Han is the author of To All the Boys I Loved Before series, and I loved that, and that's on my shelf in the bedroom, and I love that so much. That was made into the adaptation on Netflix. This I think is like a younger version, not of that, but it's like a younger book written by her, and I'm just not interested in it. Again, I probably got it from a charity shop like years ago for 20p. I was like, oh yeah, I like Jenny Han, I'm gonna pick that up, and I've just never read it. I've got no interest in reading it. Yeah, with school making her miserable, her parents constantly rowing, and Mark drooling over her big sister, Shrug has to ask, is this as good as it gets? A touching novel about a girl who knows what it's like to be a few stops short of absolutely perfect. So I think it's like a younger book, and I'm sure a teenager would much rather appreciate that than myself. And then another Jenny Han that I got is Burn for Burn. This, I want to say, is a duology. This came out, I probably got it from the same shop, you know, because Jenny Han, you don't really see her around in C shops that often. When was this? 2012. So yeah, early 2010s. I'm just not interested in it. It's like a young adult revenge sort of story. And then I can't remember what the other one's called, but this is this book 1? I don't know. I think so. But that is going to go as well. No love lost there. I am also getting rid of, hang on, Is that all of them? Yep, I'm getting rid of 4 Jane Greens. So these are the ones that I have picked to get rid of. Again, I think when my bookshelves got destroyed, I think I lost a couple of Jane Greens. And as sad as it was, like, it wasn't like a stab to the heart, because I haven't read a Jane Green in years. I think the last time I read one was maybe 3 years ago, and that was Jemima J, and that was set late 90s, early noughties, and I enjoyed it, but I just found that it didn't age well at all. It was basically about this girl called Jemima who had, I've unhauled it, I think I unhauled that during lockdown. She had issues with her weight. I think she was like a size 14, and the author made it out like she was like a size 24, and there's nothing wrong with being that size, but it was like fat shaming in a book, and it was an okay read, but it just didn't age well to where we are now with like body positivity and speaking about all of like that sort of stuff. And I don't think that these would have aged well either. I could be wrong, but I'm just going to get rid. So I'm going to get rid of Second Chance. I am keeping a couple of Jane Greens. I think I've got and maybe like another 2 or 3 on my shelf. I've kept Mr. Maybe because I loved that and I really, really enjoyed that. And I've got a couple of like her newer ones because I did really enjoy her writing. I'm just getting rid of some of the older ones. Like this cover as well is just horrific. So this one came out in 2007. So again, I just don't think this would have aged well. I've got no interest in reading it at all. Catching up with her friends that she hasn't seen since school, unexpected tragedy, and catching up on the past 20 years. I'm just not interested in that. Next one is Life Swap. Again, what an awful cover choice. Like, I literally don't understand it. I paid 50p for this, so again, no love lost. This one was written 2005, so again, just not interested in it. Ever wondered what would happen if you got the chance to live the life you couldn't have? No, I have not. The Patchwork Marriage, again, awful cover choices. Not consistent at all. When he asked her to be his wife, he also wanted a mother for his children. Not interested in that, I'm afraid. Jane Green. How old is this one? Do we even care how old they are? I do. 2012, so this is again more of a recent one, but again, I'm just not going to pick it up. So she can go, and I can imagine there's some people that would rather have those. And then Babyville, again, awful cover. Julia and Mark are stuck in a loveless relationship. Julia thinks a baby will help, but perhaps that isn't the answer to her problems. And then there's other women involved in it as well. This was written in 2001, so literally I couldn't care. So those ones are going to go. Right, I've got a couple more, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I've got a random romance, which is by Catherine Elliott. I kept this. I was going to unhaul it last year, and I was like, no, I do really like the sound of it, but then I haven't read it in the last year, and I just think, what's the point? Like, let's just get rid of it. 2 for £7, this would have been from Tesco. It's now 2 for £9 in Tesco. Again, this is an older book. Oh no, it's not, 2017, my bad, I thought it was a lot older than that. Oh, it's got a post-it note for someone called Jules in there. Molly has traded London for a dream home in the country, except it was her husband's dream, not hers. And David is, well, rather dead now. So when distant relative leaves her London townhouse, Molly is ready to quit the good life and return to her good life. But there is rather tall, handsome problem, a man who's already living in Molly's new house. And when a face from her past reappears, she no longer is quite sure where she belongs. Do any of the men in Molly's life have an honourable intentions? Is she ready to ditch the muddy wellies for high heels? Or is she saying goodbye to the delights of country life too soon? I don't know, but I'm not going to read it, and that's called About Last Night. I've just had like the epiphany that if I wanted to read these, I can probably, God, sorry, I can probably get them at my library. So free up some space and just let other people enjoy them. Another one that I kept for a really long time, and this is one of the really hyped books. I think this came out 2017. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, 2017. And this is The Keeper of Lost Things by Ruth Hogan. This was really hyped, and as was, is it Eleanor Oliphant or whatever it was? That was so hyped. And I'm just not going to read it. I found it in a charity shop, must have been like £1. And I was like, yeah, I'll get that. Like, it's really like well spoken about, like everyone's loving it, so I'll love it too. And normally that's not the case for books like this for me. What's the one that was going around recently? The Flat Share. That was like a really hyped up book. Everyone was reading it. Even like people that weren't reading were like, oh yeah, I want to try that book. And it was, in my opinion, it was really, really crap. So again, I've got no interest in this. This is about a man who's been collecting things, and he passes away, and he leaves his house and all its lost treasures to his assistant Laura, who like reunites their objects with their people. I'm just not interested in it. So that one will go. Look at the pile. Another one which I just picked up from a charity shop because I've seen it being spoken about online, and again I just haven't picked it up. I've had this for a couple of years, and that's Clean by Juno Dawson. This is about addiction and recovery and rehab. Never read a book like it in my life, and I don't think I ever will. It's just not something that I'm interested in, and it could be great for someone else, but for me, I'm not interested in that, and I don't really know why I picked it up. So it's a beautiful cover though, it's lovely. But yeah, that one is gonna go as well. And then I've got 3 more. I've probably got some more on my shelf. I should probably go and check in the bedroom, but this will do for now. Coming Home for Christmas by Julia Williams. I have simply kept this just because it's a Christmas book, and I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. The reality is that I've had this for 4 to 5 years and I've never picked it up. Whenever it comes to Christmas, there's always a newer release that comes out that year, whether it be on Kindle or in the supermarkets, and I'm like, yeah, I'd rather read that or get one from my library. I haven't read this. I'm not going to. I've got no intentions to. I think I got it from a charity shop. I'm just not going to read it, so I'm going to pass this on. I might pass this one to my auntie actually, because she likes books like this. This is about friendship, and her beloved ex is back on the scene. I'm okay, thank you. Put that in a different pile for my auntie. And then this one I think I got from the works because it seems brand new, but I couldn't be 100% sure, and this is called It's a Wonderful Life by Julie Williams. So again, the same author. Christmas with family, cozy, relaxing, and a total nightmare. Driving home for Christmas, Beth has everything she wants. The kids, the house, the career, and the husband. So why is it that when New Year comes, she can't stop thinking about her old college boyfriend? Beth's sister Lou has just been dumped again. Single and childless, she can't help but be jealous of her siblings' success. But is the grass really always greener? A heartwarming novel about the lives that could have been and what happens when you start to question the choices that you make. That does sound quite good. And I think that's why I've kept it for so long. But have I read it? No. Do I have the intentions of reading it? No. So, see you later, Julia. You're gone. And then finally, a young adult that I was really happy to find, and I haven't read it, and I think a teenager would love it and benefit from it a lot more than what I would, because it's just sat on my shelf and I've got no connection to it. And that is Sophie Kinsella's Finding Audrey. For a start, it's a hardback. Don't really like hardbacks, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I'm just not going to read it. It's about a girl that suffers with anxiety, and I can't really relate to it. And it's not my sort of reading and escape is not this anymore. If I read this when I was, say, 17 to 20, I probably would have really enjoyed it. But I'm now a mum of 2. And this sort of thing just doesn't really interest me. So it says Audrey can't leave the house. She can't even take off her dark sunglasses inside the house. Then her brother's friend Linus stumbles into her life with his friendly orange slice smile and his funny notes. He starts to entice Audrey out again. Well, Starbucks is a start. And with Linus at her side, Audrey feels like she can do things. Where the hell did I get carry from? Do things she thought were too scary. Suddenly finding her way back to the real world seems more achievable. So it just sounds like a really lovely book, but just not my sort of demographic anymore. So I'm going to pass this on to someone else who will appreciate it a lot more than me. That is everything that I have got. I'm also getting rid of a couple of cookbooks that I just don't use because I'm now just using Pinch of Nom and a couple of Joe Wicks. So I'm getting rid of like some Jamie Olivers and things like that. And that is everything that I'm going to be unhauling at the car boot. Hopefully we're successful, but if not, I'll just take them to a charity shop and someone else will appreciate them a lot more than myself. I'm sat here and I'm thinking that there are so many other books that I can unhaul, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I'll do it by the end of the year. Message me and be like, Jess, it's December, do an unhaul. I want to do another one before Christmas. Because that's when I tend to get my books. Birthday in June and then Christmas. So there are ones that I'm thinking about, but when they're like beautiful covers, I just can't bear to part with them, even though I haven't read them or haven't even started or X, Y, and Z for years. It's a real addiction and it's really bad. Yeah, there are some more that I think I should part ways with. I've got the Sophie Kinsella written as Madeline Wickham. Have you read those? Did you enjoy them? If you did, I just haven't picked them up. And I've got all 7 and I've got no intentions on reading them, but I can't get rid of them. Why? I've got all of my Lucy Daniels, the ones that have been written in the last couple of years. It's like the adult romance ones. I've got 4 of those. I've read 2 and I thought the second one was really naff and I haven't continued with it. Don't plan on reading it anymore, but I also can't part with it. I've got a couple of series on my shelf that I just read years ago that I don't really have a connection to anymore, but it's a complete series, so I don't want to get rid of it. Like, honestly, my brain, it's ridiculous. But at least I'm thinking about them, and I'm going to set myself the goal that in 6 months' time, if I haven't read any of the ones that I'm thinking in my head, like the Lucy Daniels and all of the others, if I haven't read them, then you're going to see them at the end of the year in another book unhaul. So you're going to have to hold me to that. I'm now going to go. I need to heat up my tea and put these in the garage ready to go to the car boot. We're getting rid of a whole lot of stuff. All the baby stuff's going, the high chair, the baby seat, the old, like, not old, the travel system push chair, all going, and I can't get my head around it. I'm done having babies and getting rid of all my books as well. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below, let me know if you've read any of the ones that I'm unhauling, if you think I've made a mistake. Too late now, but I hope you all enjoyed and I'm going to see you all in my next video.